When your bananas look like this, what are you going to do? You don't throw them away. You're going to make banana bread. I got a recipe that I got from my Tia Maggie, and you'll hear her name a lot on this channel because Grandma's gone, and when Grandma was still around, I was a little young to be worried about cooking or learning how to do anything from her. So the closest thing I got to Grandma is my Tia Maggie and maybe my Tia Teresa. They're just about what Grandma was back in the day. They're the closest thing I got. And I got this banana bread recipe from my Tia Maggie, and I think she may have got it from my cousin Denise. But it's really good, and I've never had better banana bread than this. So to start out, we're going to cream together 8 tablespoons or a whole stick of butter and a cup of sugar. As you're creaming this stuff together, the sugar crystals are going to start cutting that butter up, and it's going to start loosening up a little bit, and that's what you're looking for. It's just now starting to loosen up. So we're going to stop there and add the next ingredient. Now once that's all creamed, you're going to add 2 eggs and 3 of your bananas. And we're going to mash all that up together in the mixer. Now you saw what condition those bananas were in, and that's what you're looking for. Because the sugars have really developed in those ripe bananas, and you're going to get that really deep, good banana flavor out of those. And if you don't have any bananas that are that far along, sometimes if you ask the guy at the grocery store, say, hey, do you got some bananas that are a little beyond what you want to sell? A lot of times they do. If not, get your bananas and store them real close with some apples. The apples put off a gas that causes things to ripen a lot quicker. So put them next to your apples and they'll ripen pretty quick. You can do the same thing with tomatoes and avocados. If you want those to ripen a little quicker, store them with some apples. If you don't want them to ripen quicker, keep them far away from your apples. All right, let's get this mixing. All right, that's about good. So we've got in a separate bowl, we got 1 1/4 cups flour, and to that we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And if you're using kosher salt, heap it up just a little bit because the granules are a little bigger, so it takes a little bit more. And then we're going to add 1 full teaspoon of baking soda, not to be confused with baking powder. All right, we're going to mix all that together, and then we're going to put it in there and mix it with that. All right, that's incorporated enough. We do not want to overwork that, and let's get our nuts. All right, this recipe calls for 1/3 cup of nuts. I'm using walnuts, and that's about what's in this package. So we're just going to dump in that whole package, and we're just going to fold that together. So not going to take much, about right there. It's all mixed together. All right, we got it all mixed up. We got our pans all sprayed and filled. Normally we do them in some type of loaf pan, either 2 small ones or 1 large one. But Kelly's been wanting to make some banana nut bread in her little mini brownie pan. So that's what I'm doing today. And you only want to fill them about 3/4 full, because like any other baked item, they're going to rise on you. Now to get the consistent amount of filling in there, I use the number 20 disher. I got several of these. The number 20 is the yellow one, and I got a 20, a 30, and a 40. We do cookies with those and sometimes those. But I had a little bit more, so I just grabbed a couple ramekins. I put the same amount in there, so just to finish up the rest of that mix. I have preheated the oven at 350 degrees. Normally with the loaf pans, it takes 40 to 50 minutes with the loaf pans, but with these pans it's not going to take near as long. So I'm going to check these probably about 15 to 20 minutes in, probably 20. And you want to see when a toothpick can be inserted in the middle and comes out clean. But you don't want to overcook these. You don't want them to be dry. You want them to be nice and moist. So stay on top of it. The second that toothpick comes out clean, get them out of the oven. So we're going to put them in and we'll show you what they look like when we're all done. Alright folks, there they are. The toothpick is coming out clean, so we pulled them out. It took right at 22 minutes for this size that we cooked. You can kind of see the size of these things. They're probably about 2 inches by 2 inches. And the ramekins cooked, they had the same content, so they cooked about the same amount of time. So when these things come out of the pan and they're cooling off, the minute that they are cool, you need to wrap them up. We usually wrap them, we get some saran wrap or cellophane and wrap them up individually. And that way they will stay moist. You do not want to be eating dry banana nut bread, believe me. This stuff freezes very well, so if you want to put it in the freezer and just take 1 or 2 of them out a day or something to take them for lunch, by the time you get to lunchtime at work, they'll be all thawed out for you and raring to go. So try this recipe. You're going to love it. I wish you could smell the banana aroma in here. It's really good because of those really ripe bananas. Thank you, Tia Maggie, for the recipe. And as usual, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next go-round.